Hey guys, this is nudeood and welcome to my first video tutorial, well, editing tutorial. Much requested. I promised that I would start doing them and I am starting doing them right now. And the first tutorial is masked transitions, which is quite a hard one, especially considering it's my first ever one. And it's not an easy one if you don't know what you're doing, so just pay attention closely. This is my first ever tutorial. So if I start doing stuff wrong or it's not very good, then bear with me, you know what I mean? What is a masked transition? Many people are probably asking. Well, here's the example that I often get asked about. The part where bits of the map kind of move together or move out away from each other. That's the best way I can describe it. And yeah, you'll see it in a few seconds in this. Don't know if you caught that. I can try and play it again. The bit where I'm in the blue room and the stairs kind of come in time with the music. I'm going to show you how to do that effect today. Yes, so let's get this tutorial started. Right, now I'm starting off in Sony Vegas. You can do this in After Effects as well, but I prefer Sony Vegas. I don't really like After Effects. What I've done is I've just got a clip. And the clip is from Bradass13. Be sure to subscribe him. He's a very cool guy, very underrated. And the song is Zed's Dead White Satin, I think. What you need is you want lots of strong beats in a row. And where I'm going to do this is I'll show you right now. Hear that bit where it goes do 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 do. Yeah, well, I fail at singing, but you get the picture. That's very good for bringing in parts of the map one after each other. What you first want to do is create a load of video tracks and use your zoom arrow to make it smaller. And you can see it's Control Shift and Q, or Command Shift and Q, I believe, if you're on a Mac. I don't know, I'm on a PC. Control Shift and Q is a shortcut, so if you use that you can go a lot quicker. And you get about 10 in there. You won't need this many, I guarantee it, but it's always better to have more than you need. Right, so now to start the effect, first of all you're going to need quite a comprehensive knowledge of masking, as the name Masked Transitions suggests. If you don't know how to mask, go and look up a basic masking tutorial first, and then come back to this because it takes way too long to go through masking first. So I'm just going to jump right in, assuming you all know how to mask. Get your clip and aim the start of it at the start of where the beats come in, the beats that I just showed you, so that you're ready to get the parts of the map moving around. And then you want to get to the first frame by just clicking on the end of the clip. Change the quality to best full. Take a screenshot, just save it as image whatever, in wherever you want. Then you can drag that down, move that back to what it was, and there you'll see you've got just a moving, well, not a moving, a stationary, not moving at all clip, which is just the map how it is. So I'm going to line this up with the music now. It's looking good. So right, now you've got the still frame, you can drag that down. And what you're going to want to do is copy this and then paste it on each of the other tracks, and the paste shortcut is Control V or Command V if you're on a Mac. I'm not going to go into Mac shortcuts because I don't know them, so I'm just going to paste it a few times. Oops. I'm going to get it 7 times, no, 6 times. That'll do, and then I can delete these tracks. I might add some more later. That's good enough for me. So then, go to your top one, right click on it, and go to Video Event Pan Crop. Take the mask down here. Make sure you've got all this right, and just have the Anchor Creation tool, or shortcut D, selected. What you're going to do is you're just going to choose, I chose shipment for a reason, because there's lots of these blocks which are good, like rectangular objects to bring in and out of the map. So what you're going to do is you're just going to choose one. I'm going to choose this front one. You can be neat with your mask, but since this is a tutorial, I'm not going to be very neat really. And I'm just going to basically go around this first one. Bob's your uncle. And you can't actually tell what that looks like, so if I close this and I go on the one underneath it and just add, I don't know, newsprint to it, you can see what the mask looks like over the top. If you think it looks too straight and jagged, you can just go back to event backdrop, change the feather type to both, and put the feather at 5%, and I think that gives it a nice, less imposing edge, if you want to say that. I'm going to remove this mask, the effect from there, and on the second one I'm just going to do the same, but I'm going to choose a different box, if you want to call that. So I'll do this one over here, and I'm just going to quickly mask around this. If you're doing precise masking, you want to use like the zoom tool and stuff over here. But like I said, this is a tutorial, I'm not being precise. Right, and yet again I'm going to go to feather both 5%, because if I've done it for one, you should really do it for the others. Now if I put newspaper under the third one, I can see that that's looking pretty cool already. But yeah, you just want to continue on with this until you've got them all done. So I'm just going to go through these quick and try and get them done, just using different parts of the map. Remember, if you're masking something that's behind something else, you don't have to worry about going actually behind it, like over here, because it'll be covered up by the mask in front of it. Just using the Control Z shortcut to undo there, because I didn't like the way that turned out. Like I said, I'm just going behind the masks I've already done now. Right, so now I've got them all done apart from the bottom layer. What I'm going to do with the bottom layer is add a blur to it. Now you can use a Gaussian blur, or you can use defocus, or anything you want. I'm going to do Gaussian medium blur, and you'll just notice that that's just on the sky, which is exactly what I wanted. What we want to do next is start getting these parts of the map, now that we've separated each one individually. We want them to start coming in time with the music, and this could be considered the hard part, but if you're not good at masking, then obviously the first part was the hard part. But you want to expand the size of your viewing area so that you can clearly see the audio. And I mean, I'm just going to run through this a few times and get used to which part of this waveform here is what the beats that I'm trying to sing to. Right. That's pretty good actually. I'm just going to correct this a bit because that's a bit wrong. So now here you can see that each beat is separated, and what I'm actually going to do is separate myself so I can see which bits are which. So I've got these beats now. Yep, that sounds about right. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is perfect because that's the amount of parts of the map that I have. If you didn't get what I just did there, then go back a bit and just make sure you're following along. Don't be afraid to pause the video. I mean, I'm going at my pace, but I'm trying to go slower, but if it's not slow enough, then I apologise. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, there's the first beat gone, and that is for the top part of the map. And I'm going to go to the second beat and cut the second one down to there. Third beat, and cut the third one down to there, and I can actually make this a bit smaller now. Fourth beat, cut it down. Fifth beat, sixth beat. cut it down. And now, if I show you what this looks like, a quick RAM preview, you can see that's already looking pretty good. If that's what you were looking for, then you can stop the tutorial now. I mean, it's all synced with the music and everything. The only thing I need to sort out is this Gaussian blur here. I don't actually need it, so I'm going to get rid of it. I was going to do something else with that, but I don't need it. So it did look pretty cool though. But now what I want to do is, instead of them just appearing, I want them to actually move into the map. And the best way to do that is once again go into pan and crop. So for example, this first one, I am just going to cut it down to where I want the actual part where it comes in to end. If that doesn't make sense, then hopefully it will in a minute. I'm going to go back to pan crop, go to position, and now you'll see if I drag this slider to the end, that's there, which is where I want it to just finish coming in. So I can add a keyframe. Now at the start, I will just move that so it's off the map, and so then as I drag it, it will kind of move on sideways. If I just do that bit on its own, well, you might not call it that, but anyway, I drag it out and you can see that's just coming in there. Yeah, that's just that one box coming in. If I do it frame by frame, you can see, and then from here onwards it's staying still, which is why I cut it to here initially, so I could get the keyframing right. If I go to pan crop now, you'll see it's gone here automatically, which is what I wanted. And I'm just basically going to do that with all these. Oops. Cut them down first, and then add pan crop. Just drag that keyframe to the end. Now I need to find out which actual bit this is. Right, that's the box on that side. So I will put it, oops, I'm just going to change that so I can only move along that axis. Move that along, see which part this is. That box is going to come out there. Hopefully I'm not going too fast here. If I am, I apologise. I'm trying to make this tutorial under 15 minutes, which is the time limit that I'm given. Please, like I say, go back in the video if you don't understand what I've been doing. That is going to come on from this side. So yeah, I'm just making sure all the things move on from one side instead of just appearing, basically. That's what I'm doing right now. This one I want to come up from the ground instead, so I'm going to make myself move in the y-axis only. Make it just so it's not appearing, because I'll go into more detail right now. This I'm doing the red box, so I'm going to make sure the red box is not on view, and then it comes into view until the whole screen is on view. And then the final one, which is the sky, that can kind of, oh, I don't know, that could just come in from here. Yeah, that's what I wanted, the blur coming in from the background. So now I can get this RAM preview going, and as you can see, the parts of the map move on now instead of just appearing. So let's just play this. Yeah, and there you go. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe for more editing tutorials and edits.